All right, this is round 10. Powell, here's the start. Tried to get it close to the beginning. Here we go. I don't know why I lined up all the way to the inside. I never do this, and you'll see why in a second. Everything just jams up. Everybody goes around the outside. It's not my normal thing. I guess I wasn't paying attention when I lined up where the first corner was. Once again, here we go. And everything jams up. And very near the end of the field at this point, after everybody stops there, the guy falls over, and this guy stumbles. I mean, look, I've done the same thing. I'm not picking on them. I'm just saying this is why I don't normally go to the inside on the starts. But it is what it is. It's too late now. I'm in it. Dustier than I expected after all the rain. But in general, the dirt was good. Just this outside bit was the dustiest stuff. I wasn't going to fight that guy for that corner. I'm not that good. I'm not going to do that. Just take it, buddy. I know he's faster than me. I've seen him out here plenty of times. Kind of single file woods. During practice, I tried to make mental notes of where all the stuff is again, the trouble spots. Once the race goes, it's always hard to remember. There's a lot of drop-ins at this event this time. They added a bunch of new stuff, I think. Creek drop-ins, which was cool, but some of them were really steep. This was a good one. I mean, I thought this was a nice one. Just a little roundy around the corner. That guy did what I do a lot and did another one. The guy that was on the left there was kind of stuck. That super steep straight drop in before that big wall. Yeah, we'll see in a minute here. It was a fun one. Bundles up here because it's a pitch point, so I wasn't that worried. I was like, all right, the beginning is, the first half a lap is always kind of single file anyway. I'm not really ever saying that I'm the guy that's going to try to make a bunch of crazy passes. I didn't do this inside on the practice, so I wanted to do it on the first lap, and it wasn't really any more difficult or anything. It was just a little straight down, but not bad. These creeks were good. I was worried about it, but it really wasn't bad. It was fine. I just kept going straight over that rock for the first couple of laps or so, and then I finally started going through a little gap, but not a big deal either way. And I think this is the big drop in. Yeah, I waited for everybody to get out of the way because I don't trust myself on this thing. And it's because I was having problems. I killed the bike there. I stood on the back brake to slow me down going down, and of course I stalled the bike. And that pretty much happened almost every lap. Although I don't think I stalled it ever again, but I was. I need to adjust the brake. I'm dragging. I'm like locked up the back wheel all the way down. I've got the back brake is set up too sensitive or something. And every time I'm going down that one, I sort of slid almost all the way to that far bank and had to just slowly get out of it. And later you'll see on maybe the next lap, there's a girl, I'm not sure, whatever, a woman standing at the bottom of that thing, right on the far bank, right where I just landed, basically. And I guess she's trying to take pictures or something, I don't know, but My tip, don't put your safety in my hands. Not to mention just anybody else. You're filming the D class, C and D. The C guys are probably trustworthy, but I'm D, man. I'm not a... You're trusting a guy that's only done a handful of races to not run you over at the bottom of a big drop-in. And I ask her to move when she's standing there. She does, move. And right where she was standing is exactly where I landed. And like, that's, I didn't stop and say anything, but that's why I asked you to move. I hope you didn't think I was being, mean about it, but that is why. If you watched where I landed, where I stopped, it was right where your feet were. Basically, I would run you over. And that would not have been a good day for either of us. So, I'm just gonna, if you want to film the A and B guys, pro A, B doing that, then you can trust those people. Don't trust me. Don't put your safety in my hands. You'll see it here next lap. We're just gonna go ahead and say it now. Because I want to cover it. Because it concerned me. It got in my head every time I came over that hump. I had to stop and look and make sure I wasn't going to run over somebody. I liked the drop in I picked because that log wasn't in play. The one on the right, I did it in practice, and I felt like, yeah, if I'm pushing that, I might run into that log. And again, my back brake would lock up at the, too easy. I'm running a scoop tire, so I was worried that this would be super sandy or super muddy, because we had all that rain, but this guy dumped it, but he looked good. I didn't, I was saying at the last race, I stop and seem to check on almost everybody, but I'm trying to tell myself if they are up and moving around, they're probably fine. I still say it a few times to some people that are obviously fine. I check with them like, hey, you doing all right? You okay? So, a thing I am trying to work on is recognize that 99 times out of 100, they're fine. And they don't need me to be checking them. It's a hard impulse to suppress those. You don't want someone to be sitting there. I always wanted to go left there where that tape is. I don't know. The whole race, I think I did that corner okay once where I didn't try to turn, just drift left through that tape. And I'm like watching people in front of me, and I still felt like I wanted to do it. I don't know what I was thinking. One other thing I need to work on, you'll see it a few times in this race, is to recognize when I'm following somebody that's not in my class and ask to pass, do the rev bomb and yell different class. I never remember to do this. I never look at helmet dots. Thank you. I do try to say thank you like that time, but I don't always do it. So I'm sorry if I passed you and I didn't say thanks. I wanted to go straight there, but I don't know why. I didn't realize until later that that's that big log on the left. That's the hard line. I never saw that. I didn't notice it during the race. The camera picked it up, but I never saw it. I was wondering where it was the whole race, even after the race. Me and my friends were talking in the pits, and everyone's like, I don't remember seeing it. I don't know where it was. And it was right there the whole time. I wouldn't have done it. There's no way I was going to do that thing. I just was looking for it, and I didn't see it. So I thought maybe they just took it out, but it was there. I don't know that anybody did it in this run group, C and D, whatnot, but these kind of ups used to really rattle me. I'm doing better to get up on now. I don't hesitate as much as I used to. I still stop and think about it before I go, though. It's the kind of stuff I need to start figuring out how I can practice. See, this guy's already standing up. I hollered at him. don't even know why, because I wasn't going to stop. I could tell he was moving around, and obviously no problem. It's the instinct to at least yell, "Are you okay?" is hard to stop. This section, I like that. It's tight stuff, but it's especially the first lap, I was having a hard time following the trail because of the shadows. I wear a tinted goggle lens, and it really makes it kind of dark. This guy features heavily, I don't say heavily, he features a lot in my video today. For whatever reason, I've always found this guy, and I didn't realize until I watched this video this morning that he's not in my class either. But, you know, I happily follow him here for a little while just to, especially, I've said this in other videos, at least first laps, I like being able to follow someone that's going at least, you know, at pretty decent speed. I mean, I caught up to him, but he's doing okay. And he goes good in the woods here, so he's, you know, I'm not really being held up. I don't know actually how I caught him. He must have maybe he had a mistake and I caught him. I don't know. But he's doing just fine here. But again, you know, like I've said before, what I like about being able to follow somebody is I can sort of see what the trail's doing, but I don't have to plan. You know, I'm watching him brake and turn, and then I know that's what's coming up. I try to commit it to memory. Excuse me, coffee. So, you know, right now my little strategy is find someone to follow at least for one lap. Not a race strategy. This is just me, you know, my dumb slow guy trying to survive the race. Learn the track. Man, I don't know why I'm coughing. Put too much cayenne pepper on my eggs this morning. I guess I do know why I'm coughing. Anyway, yeah. So, I don't know if I didn't look his number up, but you got a good long video of me following you here. I do for quite a while. This section is confusing every time. I don't know why, but yeah. And I do know why, because I'm not good at reading the trail. Oh, this log. The first lap here I followed him so I could see it coming. Maybe the second lap I did okay, remembered to go around it. Third and fourth lap, I don't know. I forgot it was there, and I ran right up on top of it almost every time. And I had to stop, because I'm not going over that log to go down that thing, because, you know, I looked at it in practice. The penalty for screwing that up looked too much. I wasn't going to risk it. I wanted to go around it every time. But for whatever reason, on the third and fourth lap, I forgot. Actually, I kind of know why on the third lap. Because I got taken out by a guy passing. You know, again, that passing is tough to do. You know, the third lap, the fast C guys are starting to come through, but you guys need to remember, man, you're passing the D guys, and when you're passing the back of the pack of the D guys, where I'm at, you've got to remember we're not that good at this yet. There was 2 or 3 guys, at least 2, behind me. I could hear him coming. First guy in that line revved, and I knew he was there, so I moved over. The second guy didn't make a noise, he didn't rev, he didn't do anything. He just tried to squeeze through the same gap that was fast closing because a tree was approaching. I was on the side of the tree. You'll see it when I get up to it, but there was a tree approaching. I was closing in on because I'm rolling the whole time. I just moved off to the side. There's a little ditch and a tree off there. There's a guy behind me, but I'm not going to drop in on this guy and run into him. So I'll wait till he gets a little bit out of the way like that. Now I've got a little bit of room to squeeze by. And I'm sorry, guys behind me, but nobody would have wanted 2 or 3 people to be piled up there, so it was worth it to wait 10 seconds, you know. Anyway, yeah, you gotta let the guy know that you're about to pass. If you just try to sneak by right as the first guy, you know, ahead of you squeezes, that's not gonna work. Just don't do that. Make noise, rev, whatever. Because what happened is I started to lean back into the trail because I had to go, you know, I had to avoid the tree that I was about to hit. So I got back on the trail, and just as I do, this guy's right handlebar clips my left handlebar, broke my clutch lever off, and I went down. I don't think he went down, but he wound up going kind of off trail. You'll see in the video. He's having to sort of push his bike back on the trail because there's a couple little ditches there that we're about to cross. It's like, it's not the spot to pass. Just don't do that. We're racing for a plastic trophy at best. You know, now I gotta buy a Brembo clutch lever. You know, not to mention I had to finish the race with a stub of a lever that I couldn't really grab, which just ruined my last lap and a half. I'm not in danger of winning anything, but that's not the point. It's just, I almost wanted to go shooting past that corner. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but I was in a pretty good rear wheel slide there, trying to gather it in. I'm surprised I didn't wreck. I'm on a scoop tire, which has almost no side bite because almost all of the side knobs are broken off. Because it's an old tire. I have it because I just have it. I mean, I don't know why. And I don't know what. Poor guy. I screwed him up. I'm sure. You know, at the time I thought the trail went right because this is the first lap. I didn't remember which way it went. So he was coming around me on the outside, and I turned right. And he did a good job not to hit me. And he wound up getting the lead there. Well, that guy got him right at the end. But he improved his position pretty good. So I'm sorry I messed you up, but it doesn't look like it did a lot of damage. And I just let all these other guys go. I think most of these guys are the top 5 guys anyway, so I don't know how I was ahead of them. But I was. Maybe they all had a problem at the start. It was pretty chaotic. There was like 25 dudes in the class yesterday. Yeah, I was not going to try that rock stuff. I watched some people fall over in practice. Just as soon as they got into it, just tipped right over. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. Last thing I need is to fall over on a bunch of rocks and break my wrist or something. You know, the channel says it, but I'm 57 years old. I'm not as bouncy as I was when I was a kid, so this is all just for fun for me. I have a pretty good self-preservation instinct. I won't do anything that's kooky. Catch my breath here. I didn't see the clock. It was right there, but I didn't notice it yesterday. I knew I probably had a pretty good time. I don't know why this confused me. I kept thinking it was going to go left. You could tell that I looked left. And this, I was never quite sure where I was supposed to be. It's just one big straightaway. I don't know why I didn't see it. Now this thing, I was thinking it just turned, just a gentle turn, but it's a whole big hairpin almost. Excuse me, that guy was down in that stuff, so I was like, I'm gonna go way on the outside. I don't want to be in anybody's spot. No, not yet. So I still can't remember where all that stuff is. Yeah, this is the field. Let me go through a little. I'm thinking it turns right, I think, but it goes left. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, drop in. A little drop in. That's right. Yeah, we come around this tree. There's the markers. I was having trouble seeing those. Yeah. Okay. First creek bed thing, I guess. I saw people going down in that bottom half, and I think that was probably, I don't know if it was this one or the other creek section, but one of them, it looked like you could really get going pretty good down there. And yeah, here we go again. I'm lost. I don't know, but now I finally see the corner. Left. I think that's the one people go ripping by. And, I don't know. I didn't think I would. Once I got used to this, I was just like, I'm happy to stay here. But it did look like people were going faster on that part. There's my rock. Just gonna hop over it. Here it is. I'm sorry to the guy behind me, but I have to holler at this girl. She's standing right where I'm aimed. And you can see tire tracks right in front of her.
Move out of the way.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean.
Other way.
There you go. Thank you. Watch where I go. I would have hit her. It's because my brake would just lock up and slide. I wasn't getting any stopping, so I knew I was gonna. After the practice, I knew I was going to pretty much hit that bank every time. Maybe I could have put some front brake on it, but my buddy went over the bars, I think, using a little too much front brake, and I wasn't looking to repeat that, so I'm just dragging the back, and the bike would just slide all the way to the bank every time. So, sorry I kind of had to yell at you, but man, like I said, don't put your safety in my hands. Risking a lot. Oh, this is ridiculous. Watch this. I lean into... Oh, that's not it. Okay, it must be the next lap. On that corner, next lap, I managed to trap my boot on that tree that we're pivoting around. I don't know what I did. I leaned into it, and somehow my right leg, it got drug off the peg by the sand, or I picked it up to try to keep it out of that rut. And then it got hooked on that tree, and I fell over against the tree, basically, 0 mile an hour flop over. But I was trapped. My foot was sandwiched between, the bike and the tree. So all my weight, the bike's weight, was on my ankle, pressing it against that tree. And man, yeah, I don't know how long I was there. It felt like forever, but it's probably only 30 or 40 seconds. But I had to sort of figure out, I eventually leaned over and put my hands on this stump right there too. And had to do kind of like just a big sideways push-up to straighten the bike back up to get my foot out. Just so dumb. I don't know what happened. I've replayed this a couple times and watched it, and I still don't know how my foot got really caught there, but it did. Losing spots doing that, and like I said, those guys that passed me, they are faster. I know they're faster. They finished way higher, but at the time I didn't know that. I barely know anybody in the class, so I don't really know who's faster or not. But once I look at the results, but in the race, I'm thinking, man, I'm losing spots. my start was better than it felt like. Because if those fast guys are behind me, man, I guess I did okay. This guy's down. That was one of the guys that just got real, I think. That's terrible. He was moving though, so I told myself, all right, he's moving. I don't stop and check on him. Everybody's usually fine. I hope he's okay. I don't know. Excuse me. Yep. File switch. It takes a few seconds. And my battery runs out in a little bit. I say a little bit, maybe another 20, 30 minutes. I think I was towards the end of lap 3. I forgot to switch it after practice to a fresh battery. So here I'm thinking, I see the people on the left. I'm like, where do I turn? Oh man, I'm about to mess it. Yeah, oh, yeah, finally. That's probably the best I did that all day. When I wasn't following somebody. And then, dude, I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck.
Killed the bike. What am I doing? How do you install a 300 two-stroke? It's like uninstallable, right? Not for me. I can install anything. Trying to remember to breathe. Make a mistake, it just makes me tense. Take a breath. Tiny little hop there. I saw this guy and I started following him. I don't know who that is. Somehow I got off course here, but there's a trail and I shouldn't have been looking at him. I should have been looking at the arrows.
This is the fucking trail.
And I realized I'm on the wrong spot. That sucked. Now I'm really confused. Like, am I even going the right direction? But then I saw arrows, so I knew I was on the right direction. Yeah, it was lesson learned again. Don't just look at other people. There was just some guy, relocating on the track. I think he could have been a sweeper for all I know. There was 2 people on the bike, which I didn't snap to at the time. I just saw a guy and went where he was going. This climb always kind of, I got through it. I never had a problem getting up it, but it's the one I thought about the most because it did that little spiral sort of upright, then switches back to the left, which, for a guy like me, that's kind of a technical climb. I always had to think about it. I remembered where it was because of the way that section comes to you. It's memorable. So I knew it when it was coming. I was able to think about it. I'm so slow here. I mean, I do know why. I'm terrible. Wow. Fishing for water, I think. Yep.
Water.
Guy pulled over, taking a break. I didn't notice if he was in my class or not. I'm being critical, I know. I do. I can tell I'm doing better than I was in my first couple of races. I'm going to pick apart the things I know I can pick apart because it helps me to think about it for the next race. If it sounds like I'm just down on myself, I'm not. I'm just saying things so it'll stick in my brain. I'm trying to remember to do pay attention to that. What I did today, or yesterday, I stood more than I normally do. And my quads are paying for it today, but, you know, it definitely worked. I was able to, I couldn't figure out which way to go there. It looked like there was 2 trails. They're both beat in pretty good. So, I guess that's a hot line that got made. I spent way too much time thinking about that downhill every lap. It's not even extreme. I mean, you know, the drop ins were way worse. That one was gentle, and I still always had to think about it. I don't know why. This is a neat little roller coaster section. And that's one thing Powell has, is a lot of that kind of undulation, which that's the kind of stuff I need practice at. I'm terrible at it. I mean, on the list of things, I'm terrible at everything. That's one of the top things I'm most terrible at. I couldn't remember which way to go. I confused it with another section where you turn left after one of those little drop ins and then stall the bike. There's that little, like, big red tape there, and I still look at it like, I think I should go that way. Why? What am I doing? That's the only time I actually straight did what you're supposed to do if you don't go over it. I went directly avoided it the next 2 laps. Well, you won't see the 4th lap because the camera stops. I just stymied myself, you know, getting stuck there trying to get around the log because I forgot what to do. There was a lot of this kind of, to me, you know, technical sort of negotiation, which was very challenging for me, and I enjoyed it because it was hard for me to do, but not dangerous, you know what I mean? I don't know how to say it, but technically difficult for me, but I never felt like it was sketchy. It was just, man, it took a little bit of bike manipulation skills, which is what I need. Balance, things like that kind of stuff. Oh, I knew there was an uphill. I couldn't remember where it was. No, there it is. Okay, it's all off camera too. And then you gotta kind of bend right and right back left. Whew, slow. This thing felt like another straight up.
Oh shit, you alright? Okay.
I killed my bike
shit.
just as she tells me, sure, yeah, no problem. But it did look like it could have been bad because the bike was flat on the ground. She was up on her hands and knees there, like, oh, she glad she's okay. Yep, there we go. That's what I was worried about.
Same fucking thing.
With the that other big drop in standing there. I just grabbed the brake a little bit because I remember the prior lap, it was a sketchy drop in, and man, I almost paid for it. Got all out of shape, and that was close. That's why I say that, you know, please don't stand in an impact zone around. I mean, I know you don't know who I am, but I would say don't do it at all. I mean, I work in the oil and gas biz. That you stand in the line of fire, that's what they call that. Don't be in the line of fire. I don't know where I thought I was going there. The trail clearly goes to the right, and I went on, and then I got flustered and tried to shift and hit a neutral. I'm mad at myself and thought, stop being an idiot. I remember I was thinking to myself right there, what am I doing? I think it's all a knock-on effect from almost losing it on that little little drop in when I'm just about washed out, wobbled off the trail. This was a neat little switchback thing, and I never remembered it was coming. I don't know what I should have planned to do better. And if they hadn't been on that bike there, I would have probably tried to keep going straight. So I'm glad you were there. It helped me to notice that there was a corner. Maybe that's why you're there. You're one of the race people. You're like, too many people are blowing through this. Go put somebody there so they can see it. That helped. Thank you. I'm an idiot. I needed that. I need all the visual cues and clues. And here this time I finally realized, oh no, yeah, I go left of that red stuff, not through it, to the right of it. I let this guy's been behind me, I think, for a little bit, so I can pull over and wave him around. Like, I'm blocking you now, so I need to get out of your way. I don't care that he's in my class, like I said. If you've caught me, you're obviously doing better, so thank you for not pressing the issue to try to force a pass, but yeah, once I got to a clearing, I knew I was going to let you go. I just wanted to get out of the woods. And here, this is the easiest part, and I don't know why I sat there for a second trying to figure out which way I was supposed to go. I think I did it just one lap before. I don't know where that guy just came from. He was not in front of me. He's not in my class, I don't think. I thought that was odd. I was like, now I'm doubting myself. Am I on the right path? And I felt like I was on the right path, so I just kept going, but I've been lost in this field before. If y'all, anybody that's watched my videos, just watch my videos, the Powell sprint. That's the same field I got lost on horribly on my first sprint lap on the field that day. So once again, I doubted myself, but I was like, I think I'm right. I don't know where. Maybe he was the one that was lost. So hard for me to figure that it's the widest easy. I don't know, man. This is, guys, I know y'all have said this before, but I am terrible at this kind of open field stuff. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what to look at. And here I go through all this mess in a second. Just about wiped out. I thought, oh, I'm gonna go through the big, and then shot over the out top of the berm, and that was super thick, silty stuff, and almost lost it. Which would have been perfect for me. That's exactly my thing to do, but thankfully I didn't do it, so I feel like that's improvement. I got to a stupid position and didn't actually wreck, which I fully would have expected. So now I'm going really slow with this stuff, which is actually the worst thing to do, because it just drags you down. A little bit of momentum goes a long way. You know, I don't know why I was thinking about going left of that tree there, because the trail is clearly to the right, and I started aiming at the tree like I was going to go to the left of it, and realized at the last second I needed to go right. Why do I do these things? Nobody knows. Watching this guy, excuse me, in front of me, because he's on the trail. turn. And once again, I get to that part, and I didn't. It took me every lap. It took me a second to figure out where I was to realize, oh, this is that little up the ridge kind of bit, and it doubles back at the bottom. That corner felt way slower during the race than it looks on the video. I felt like it took me 10 minutes to get around that little right-hander every time. And this time I went to the outside because I saw that guy do the outside. Like, it's a gentler deal. And let that guy get around me, which is nice. Got a little bonus there. Good C-class guy. Sometimes it really helps me to be able to follow somebody. So I don't know who you are, but thank you for showing me that little line. Okay, here we go. Sit here and wait. So I don't want to just follow somebody off and run into them. He sort of stops like I do. Wait for him to go. Ah, back brake drag. That might have been the best I did it all day. I got off the trail, but I didn't go all the way to the far bank. I managed to just modulate the brake enough, I guess, to not just lock up and slide. That helped. Trying to point people by. I know people say don't do that. It's hard for me not to. It's jumping out of the car, road racing background, and point people by. Got more and more dug out as the day goes on. Okay, here's where I get stuck on this tree. Watch this. This is awesome. What? I don't know how. I don't know what. Freaking hell. My boot got caught on, but you can't see it, but I am sandwiched. I cannot get my foot out. It's on the ground, but it took me a second to get pushed up. I had to put my hands on that broken off stump. Push myself vertical so I could get my boot got pinched on the tree. I don't know if a buckle got caught. I don't know what happened. I can't figure it out. But something did, and it stopped me dead. And once I felt the catch, I'm like, oh, don't gas it. Rip your damn ankle apart. And once I stopped, that was it. Just fell over. Hit my leg to the tree, but no damage, no bruise, nothing happened to my foot. So I can't be too upset about it. It's just a dumb mistake, obviously, but yeah, it was really no harm, just lost time. That guy I've been following, who had pulled over, got back around, which is fine. Like I said, I didn't realize he wasn't in my class until like this morning when I watched the video. I thought he was in my class and we were kind of battling back and forth, so I was a little upset with myself, but it turns out he's not even in my class, so that's cool. And I'm pretty sure it's the same guy that I was following in like the early lap, maybe lap 1 or 2. Guys or whatever they are, yellow or orange, are coming through. Another guy, you can hear him yelling way back, right? About to get to the bit where I get clipped and knocked over. And the first guy revs, the second guy is silent. I hear nothing until I get clipped. I get that that's a racing thing, but dude, don't just rely on the first guy. No one's listening for two guys. I mean, I've said it in a prior video. There was, might have even been in Powell in June, but I got passed by two guys. Late in the race, there were C guys coming around. The first guy yelled. The very second guy said, "One more," and that was perfect, man. As soon as I heard him, I was like, "Oh, get back out of the way." If you don't announce yourself, I don't know you're there. Don't count on me just hearing your bike. My bike makes noise. Bikes all around us are making noise. You need to yell, deliberate rev bomb. I'm telling you, there was none of that, and that's the only reason I think that happened. I would have stopped maybe. I don't know, 'cause you'll see in the video. Like when I'm on the edge of the trail, there's a tree coming up in a little dip, like a tiny little trench, like a runoff trench. And if I'd have stayed where I was, I'd have hit that thing, and who knows. So I just start to move back over to make it past the tree, and I get clipped. And I'm sure the guy thought I closed the door, but you know what? I didn't know you were there, dude. It's on. The onus is on the guy making the pass to make a safe pass. Hearing him third lap. Why am I? I don't know why I couldn't learn. I couldn't. That was me. The onus is on the guy overtaking to make a clean pass. It is not on the guy being passed. I'm doing what I can to move over, but if the section's getting tight and pitching down, you need to give up and just wait. It's going to take another 2 seconds to get through a section, 5 seconds, whatever. It's not worth the minute that it cost both of us. We went down. Every race sanctioning organization I've ever been a part of, there's been several, and all the rules always the same. The overtaking racer, it's on there. The responsibility is on you to make a clean pass. That guy took it to the hot line and perfect. You see the hanging log over there to the left. I never noticed that during the race. I might have mentioned it before, but I was wondering where that was the whole race.
Alright, I got it on tape.
Go, Luke.
Go, Luke. They're just ahead of you.
Mark's son, he's crushing it. I think he finished second. Glad I got him on video. Even though when I did the voiceover there in the race, I said tape. I'm old, you can tell. this morning. He's not my class. He's like a blue dot or a green dot. I'm not sure. Kind of colorblind. But it's not red, so no, he's not my class. nice line. Wish I'd have noticed that. And it worked out good. That guy got clean around. No, didn't slow down at all. I decided to try to take a hot line. It didn't work. It's alright. It felt easier than doing a little loop around that he did. And here we go again. Why don't we pause there for a second? Why? This is the simplest drop in ever. Stall it this time. Or was this where I stalled it? Yeah, they look the same to me, those two sections. There's a guy coming up on the end now. I heard a rev. There it is, yeah. Go ahead, buddy. There you go. I see that, what I'm thinking. It's like third lap. You should remember that that's there by now, but nope. And I, spent all this time farting around. And I'm sure that's why these guys are about to pass me. And the next guy, the second guy that clips me, they probably caught me there. I hear bikes. Or I hear at least one. All right, moved over, tree. I gotta move back. And then, wham. Boom. Yeah. Sorry. I get it. Sorry for the cursing. That hurt me. Didn't fully knock the wind out of me or anything, but I was stunned, and then I looked down, my clutch head broke off, there's a little left, there's a stub left, where that fracture line is, but now I use my middle finger to clutch.
Alright? Yeah.
And I could barely get it on there at this point, it was just right on the broken part, so I started to dig into my finger. Look at that. Look where the ground, I mean, there's that one, all that broken up stuff on the right. I wasn't going to go through that. That was not good. I had to get back over. You needed to rev at me, and you didn't rev at me. I get it, racing incident, but man, don't just try to shoot the gap because the guy in front got let go, or let through. Please, big rev and holler. That's how we avoid those kinds of things. I mean, you're passing the D guys. You gotta realize we're not all the sharpest tools in the shed. I mean, I'm speaking for myself. That guy just fell over, so I'm gonna check on him because that was looked like a bad place to fall. Like down from some kind of height, right? If he fell off the top of that little right-hander off-camera thing, that could have been bad. Thumbs up. And then the tape stops there, or the video, because the battery died. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.